Hey everybody, I hope you're all well. I apologize for the delay in uploading the second vlog. It was my nan's ashes interment last weekend, so everything's been a bit crazy, and I've had doctor's appointments in between that as well, so it's all been a bit non-stop. So I'm here now, I'm getting around to it, and thank you all so much for the amazing messages and comments and like replies on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube comments about the first blog. You guys said some really amazing, heartwarming stuff, and I massively appreciate it. It's so kind of you, and it really inspires me to carry on with what I'm doing. So thank you all, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of like what I have planned and where we go with this. Uh, this blog, I'm going to be talking about my depression, a bit about depression in general, but mostly about how it's affected me. And yeah, it's not going to be particularly enjoyable to talk about, but it's part of my story, and yeah, I need to get that out there so you guys can understand a bit about me and why I am me. And yeah, so let's talk about depression. Depression affects everyone differently, so there can never be like identical treatments. Every case is individual. So I can't talk for depression like widespread. I can't like explain what it is for everyone because it differs people to people, person to person even. Fucking English is hard. So I'm just going to talk about my experience with depression, how it's affected me, and yeah. So you've got obviously the low mood. You know, just depression is a low mood. You feel sad. You know, people seem to use the word depression as a synonym for disappointment these days. Like something goes wrong, it's like, oh, I'm so depressed now. It's like, no, you're not. You're disappointed. There's a fucking difference. People don't seem to get that. It's just like become its own new thing. Depression has moved on from being a mental illness to not getting what you want. But you have that low mood, like you don't experience the same joys in life, and you know that spirals out of control. That brings on loads of other stuff. You know, anxiety is normally a part of depression. A lot of people that suffer with depression will have some form of anxiety. When, like me, you have an underlying anxiety problem, shit gets out of hand really quickly. You know, those two, they bounce off of each other. My depression may have had something to do with my anxiety, and now I'm depressed because I can't deal with my anxiety. You know, I'll cover my anxiety in another like video because you know they're separate things. They definitely mesh together. They're part and parcel to each other, but you know they're separate. You know, one of the worst things with depression is, you know, the restlessness, the irritability. Like things trigger you really fucking quickly, and you're restless. You fidget. You want to move around. It's hard to focus on stuff. Your decision making gets all fucked up. Your memory goes. Like simple things that should just like click. You just can't get them for some reason. When you mix in the anxiety that comes with it, with the restlessness and the irritability, you know, you're just shit to be around sometimes because you just spark off for no reason, and it's really hard for people to deal with. Like I feel so sorry for my parents, especially when I was in my teen years, because you know I was an angsty fucking teen to begin with. When you combine that with the anxiety, the depression, the irritability, you know, you're a fucking idiot. I was awful. When I look back, it's like fuck. I would have decked myself for how I acted as a teenager. You know, they understood that it was, you know, it was part of my condition, I guess, but that couldn't have been fucking easy. It, for me, it affected my sleeping as well. I was already having issues with sleeping as a teenager. You know, I struggle to get to sleep. I have terrible insomnia. You know, getting to sleep is my problem. Once I'm asleep, you know, I'm fucking dead to the world. You know, I'm out. But it's getting to sleep. And when, like me, you struggle so hard to get to sleep, when you wake up from that sleep, it's like, fuck, it took me so long, I'm just gonna stay here for a bit. And you end up oversleeping. Like, for me, I used to be getting up at sort of like 5 in the afternoon because I could not face getting out of bed. You know, the thought fucking terrified me because it meant having to deal with life. And I don't particularly like doing that a lot of the time. So that when you're not sleeping well or you're oversleeping, you wake up groggy, that lowers your mood again. You can wake up anxious. It's everything. It just snowballs. It gets out of hand so fucking quickly. That's the best way I can describe it. It just snowballs. You know, it will start with one thing, and then the other thing will join, and then another thing, and then they'll cause two other things, and then three more things will come in, and before you know it, you're just some big old ball of tears and snot and fucking hating life. And it's so hard to deal with, because then something else will join in. Like, your sleeping's fucked up, so you'll have like low energy levels, you'll be tired, you'll be fatigued. So then it's like, oh, go for a walk, get some fresh air. And it's like, I'm physically too tired to walk out the door right now. I know going for a walk will help me. I love going for walks. I love going out, getting fresh air, listening to bird song, going for a walk on the beach or down by the river. I love it, but it's like getting the fucking energy to do it. It's difficult. And, you know, it's... Again, it just snowballs. You want to go out and do things, but you just don't have the energy. Or if you do have the energy, the anxiety is like, really, you want to go out there where there's people? People are going to judge you, man. Like, they can see you're tired. You've got these big black rings under your eyes. Like, they're going to know something's up. And then it's like, oh, I better not go out. I better stay in. And then you're not getting sunlight, which you need for happiness, vitamin D, it improves your mood. And it snowballs. It gets worse and worse. For me, for ages, I lost my appetite. That was part of the anxiety as well. I struggled to eat around people. I had to eat by myself. I had terrible like problems eating around people. I couldn't go out for meals. For a while, I couldn't eat around my parents. I had to be in a separate room to eat. That with some of my medication. Like, I'm gonna do a separate video on medication, because if I try to throw in all my medication into this video, we'll be here for fucking hours, because I've been on and off all different shit for, was it 13, 14 years. But with some of my medication, I, like, even barely eating, my weight gain, like, it was like, I went from really, 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 really underweight, because I struggled to eat, to really fucking overweight. And I'm still on that scale. Like, I'm still on that end of the scale at the moment. But, you know, I'm slowly bringing it back. I've lost a bit of weight. I've lost about, like, 1.5 stone, 2 stone. But, you know, that then fucks you up. It's like, oh my God, I'm so underweight. People are going to see that I'm skinny. You don't want to go out. The anxiety, the depression, it starts snowballing again. Or then, like me, you put on loads of weight and it's like, oh God, people are going to think I'm fat. I don't want to go out. I don't want people seeing me like this. I used to be so slim. I used to be skinny. I used to be trim. And now I'm fucking... You know, you don't want to go out. So you stay in. The anxiety, the depression, like the sleeplessness. You know, it gets out of control again. So you're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. You know, going out, having a walk, getting some fresh air. You know, it helps. You know, even just going for a walk, it builds up endorphins. It's exercise. The endorphins produce happiness. It's good for you. But, you know, the fear of it, the anxiety of it, it's difficult. And, you know, all of it just meshes into one thing and it snowballs out of control and you just can't deal with it. The like confusion, like the trouble making decisions, like concentration. You know, for someone like me who's, you know, I come from like a creative background, like either playing guitar or I used to draw, I used to paint, my photography, like design stuff. You know, not being able to sit down and do those sorts of things, you know, that's really difficult. That was like it was one of my outlets. And when you lose that outlet, everything just builds up inside. And then that then fuels the depression. And again, you just become like this teary, snotty ball of like raw emotion, just rolling around in the fetal position on the ground, crying for reasons that you can't really figure out. And it's difficult. Like I really struggled, and for a few years it was awful. You know, I've thought about suicide. I lost a friend to suicide. I could never do it. I don't have it in me. I couldn't do that to my mum. You know, that would fucking ruin her. I couldn't do that. But you know, sometimes it's like, you know, fucking this is shit. Maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't. You know, I used to self harm. I've attempted it. I put stuff around my neck basically. You know, I've got scars up my arms and all that from self harm because I thought it was gonna help. Like people, oh yeah, it releases it, man. It didn't for me. It was a cry. It was a cry for help for me. I wanted people to see it so they'd be like, Matt, are you okay? It never really worked like that. It was like, Matt, just fucking stop being a twat. Like, fucking put the knife down. But you know, for some people it might help. For me, it was just a cry for help. But then again, you've got that. You look at it, it's a reminder. You look at it, it's scabbed over, it's scars. You look at it, it's a reminder. It's like, oh my god, it was that bad. And then it comes back, and it snowballs out of control, and it's just never ending. One of the worst things for me is you get this feeling of like low self-worth. You know, you can't be productive. You can't do all the things that you want to do. You know, you feel worthless. You know, that's probably the word which sums up how I felt for the last like 13 years, like the best. You know, just, you know, worthless. You know, worthless and hopeless. Because the longer it goes on, the more it feels like, you know, I'm not coming out of this. You know, this has been going on for so long. You know, if I was going to get better, I would have got better by now. And, you know, the logical point, the logical part of your brain is like, it doesn't work like that. You know, this is a chemical imbalance in your brain. It takes a while. There is a way out of it. But then, like, the emotional side of your brain is like, no, man, this is shit. This is it. This is the rest of your life right here. And, you know, it really fucks with you. You just feel worthless. Like, you're worthless, useless, hopeless. And, you know, that drags you down. It drags you down even further. You know, that's the thing that has really always affected me. It's like, you just can't deal with it. It's like, I know I can overcome this. I will overcome it one day. But that feeling, it makes it so hard. And the longer it goes on, the longer you feel it, the worse, the more intense that sensation gets. And, you know, the pessimism starts to build. It's like, yeah, what if I don't overcome this? What if, you know, this is who I am for the rest of my life? What if I can't deal with this? And, you know, then you start to feel guilty. You know, for me, guilt, like, I feel guilty about everything. It's just like, if I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life, then my parents are going to have to deal with me for the rest of my life. They're going to have to pay for my food, my shelter, my clothes. You know, you get guilty. It's like, well, I'm dragging them down. I'm ruining their lives. You know, I'm 28. I'm coming up to like 30 in 18 months. You know, I should be out like in fucking Phuket or some like random island somewhere, like living it up. I should have my own place, a job, a car, like my own cats, a dog, a macaw. I should have a girlfriend, a significant other, a wife. Loads of my friends have kids. What the fuck? I can't deal with that. It's like I'm ruining their life. I'm holding them back. You know, they've worked their entire lives. They've raised me to be this blathering, beardy, rambling fuckwit. And I'm like holding them back. You know, this is, you know, they've done their bit. I should have flown the nest by now. They should be enjoying their lives. And you feel so guilty about it. And then it's like, oh my god, I feel so guilty. Oh my god, I can't deal with this. And then the depression, the anxiety. It just never ends. And this is my life. This is what it's been like for 14 years. You know, the fact that I'm sat here now talking about it, processing it, means that I've come a long way. I'm doing better than what I was. But it's still a factor, you know, I still feel these things. I can quantify it. I can understand that this is a part of the condition. This is a part of the chemical imbalance in my brain. I know what it is. But you know, it still hurts. It still drags you down. And you know, it's an ongoing struggle, and it will be an ongoing struggle for a few years now. It's going to go on for a while. And that's why I've started this is why I've started vlogging, because I want other people that are suffering with what I suffer with to see that, you know, other people have it. You know, my symptoms will differ to theirs. You know, everyone is different. But you can overcome it. You can quantify it, and you can understand on a mental level that it's your brain fucking with you. It's, you know, this isn't the end. You know, it does improve. You can deal with it. It can become manageable. Some people completely eliminate it. Some people just, you know, they put their work in, they overcome it. And you know, it's completely possible. And that's what I want these vlogs to do. That I want people to see that, you know, you can overcome this. And like me, you can make strides to overcome it, get past it, and move on. And you know, watch this. You know, I want to come back one day and watch through these videos and cringe because of, like, well, this, but see where I've come from. You know, see what I was dealing with, and see where I am then. Or if I'm having a bad time, if my depression is really bad at that point, I can come back and watch this and be like, you know what, that guy's fucking smart. He's handsome and smart. He knows what he's talking about. I've dealt with this before. I've quantified it before. I can do it again. I can move past it. I can overcome it. You know, this is like a scrapbook for me to see where I've been, compare it to where I'm going, where I'm at that time, and know that if it's bad then, it's been bad before, I can overcome it. And I want other people to see that and use that as energy as well. So yeah, I'll probably touch on my depression more in the future, but I think that's enough rambling for this video. This is just one take. I'm just going at it. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, you know, standard YouTube fare. The next video will be on anxiety, which is, you know, that's the big one for me. That's the one which fucks me up. I will do more on depression at some stage. I'll do like a 2.5 video about my depression. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you for all the comments and messages and everything on the other one. It hit me quite hard. Thank you. Yeah, take care. And I will see you at the next one. Thank you.